So hi, welcome to my podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
Happy Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a happy Monday. You want to know what wasn't happy? Sunday night when I had to listen to the Dog Star album.
Great album.
But we'll get into that.
Great album.
Great album. A little bit of foreshadowing.
They are tagged on this, so I'm so scared if Keanu sees this. I'm literally gonna fucking
little bit of foreshadowing into what this episode's gonna be like with some of the albums we had to listen to. But happy Monday, everybody. Did you see Sick New World? That fucking announcement. It was cool for about 10 minutes until I realized I'm not going.
I might try and hit it, but it's at the same time, I did just realize it's all on one day. And that means everyone's gonna have like 15-minute sets. And the headliners, which I do care, like I'd kill to suck if you fucking see Bad Omens, you know? But like in a festival setting, and it's like they're gonna, like, with my luck, they're gonna fucking have Ink on one side of the fucking place and then fucking Motionless on the other, and they're gonna play at the exact same time. So I'm just gonna be stressing the whole day. So I actually literally just talked myself out of it. I'm no longer seeing it.
Yeah, that's obviously the cost is one thing, and the travel and all that shit's all one thing.
Lights weren't even that fucking bad was the thing. That's why I was like, but then I saw,
but that's all one reason for me to not go. But the other reason is just the stage conflicts. I'm like, all of the bands that I would want to see because I either haven't seen them or it's been a while since I've seen them. Like, I want to see Bring Me the Horizon like actually headline. I know I just saw them in August, but I want to see them like headline. But they're coming from the UK to here. Something tells me that's not just a one-off. Because he did say they'd be back when I saw them last. So, and that album will probably come out sometime between next year and 2035.
Maybe around there, but don't hold him down to that. If it comes out any later,
they might delay it. But yeah, I was like kind of the same reaction I had to the first When We Were Young best announcement, which is just like, this is the coolest thing ever, and then it like settling in that like I'm not going to experience it. So I mean,
who the fuck cares?
Cool, but like I'm not going to continue to be excited about it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, it's a new metal festival, but it's shifting into like we're back to Sick New World, obviously. It's shifting into, more of a metalcore festival, which is cool.
The mainstream metalcore.
Yeah. I mean, if it was in my fucking area, that's like all of my favorite bands on one lineup.
If it was on the East Coast, I feel like we would both travel to go to that.
Yeah.
But
just like the whole Vegas thing and like
it's a whole thing. Shit's expensive in Vegas, man.
Yeah.
Like a fucking Airbnb just for that weekend would probably be more than the flights and the festival tickets.
Yeah. Yeah. And all one day, miss so many bands. Like 90% of the bands will have 30-minute sets, but there will be so much overlap that you're going to catch like 10 minutes of every band.
Yeah. You're going to hear all of them at the same time as well. Yeah. Everyone's going to drown each other out.
That was a lot of the complaints I heard about Sick New World and When We Were Young was all the sound bleeding. But it's cool nonetheless, and I hope that all those bands are touring.
Come on, Motionless, Bad Omens.
Motionless said they're not touring until the end of next year. They're just doing festivals because they'll be working on their record. Their next record, they take like a almost a year off from touring before their next album cycle. So this tour is actually the end of the Scoring the End of the World.
I did read that. They said it was their last thing for their album cycle, and I was like, you're not supposed to tell me that because I wanted to see you during this album.
Well, now you're not. So
I'm so mad, dude. They aren't fucking coming anywhere near me, which is crazy.
Yeah. It's all right though. It's all right. They'll be back
in North Carolina, DC, nothing. Like I'm like
You saw them how many times during the metalcore Hella Mega?
I only saw them twice, actually. I've only seen Motionless live.
You're wearing a Trinity Terror hoodie. How nice.
I am.
I see it on your sleeve.
I am. I didn't go to any of these dates, actually. Funny enough, my friend actually grabbed this for me because I was like, I kind of like that. I do. But yeah, I didn't see him on any of these goddamn dates.
It's okay. That's all right. But yeah, it's a pretty sick lineup. A lot of bands on there that I'm hoping are touring this year or next year. Slipknot being the top number one. Been a minute since I've seen them, and regretting not traveling into the city to see them last year because they didn't. Corey Taylor's been touring his fantastic solo record.
Corey fucking Taylor.
We didn't talk about that on here, but you're gonna have to take my word for it. It wasn't as bad as the first one. The bar was in hell, but he put the bar back on the floor. Was
there like any country twang this time?
If
you have to say, I don't.
No, it was more in line with where the singles were at, which was a little bit more in the like just radio rock kind of sphere. So there wasn't as much country twang, fucking honky dory, put on the country boots bullshit that was on the first one.
Everything we loved from the first one.
It was actually a somewhat enjoyable listen because I actually liked some of the singles. I didn't like get my hopes up for the album, but I checked it out when it came out. It wasn't terrible. But he was touring that, so Slipknot 2024, fingers crossed on that one. But I went to the current metalcore Hella Mega of The Devil Wears Prada, Fit for a King, Counterparts, and Landmarks. Last Tuesday, been patiently waiting to see Landmarks because their first time in the US was last year on Miss May I's tour with Currents. Fucked up that I wasn't there. But they put on one hell of a show. That was fucking insane. They only played like 6 songs, but they just went out there and fucking destroyed for 25-30 minutes. Played a lot of songs off that most recent record, a couple of the bonus tracks, which I would argue the bonus tracks off that album were the best tracks off the album. So they played those, thank God. And then Counterparts came on. Heard a lot of mixed things about their set because Brendan, he just sometimes will get upset with the crowd and then just start insulting the crowd,
which I feel more bands should.
Well, I was like 50-50 feeling about it, like going into it, because it's like in moderation it's funny, in excess it is annoying.
You're just a dick.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did it in moderation at the Philly show,
so it was funny.
Because the Philly show, the crowd was actually moving from the second they got on stage to the second they got off stage.
They knew.
Yeah. But I felt like the crowd in general could have been more into the entire show. Like, I understand it was a Tuesday, everybody got off work, now they're going to a show, but like I was a little disappointed in the crowd. But Counterparts put on a pretty good show. The crowd was moving, which meant they just played the songs, and there wasn't a lot of insults, which is good. And then Prada came on, and I fucking love that band, man. They put on one hell of a show. Yeah.
You pointed at him and you said, I know that guy.
Yeah. I was like, oh fuck, I know that guy, Mike. I also learned, because it was now my third time seeing them, but the second time where I could actually see them, because the first time I saw them open for Beartooth, and I feel like they forgot to turn the lights on stage or something, because it was impossible to see them. But the last time I saw them, I was on here, I was like, Mike was throwing up a lot during the show, and I don't know if that's just normal, or he didn't vomit this time, so he must have just been feeling it that night.
I guess.
Yeah, but they played a shitload of songs off the new album, which is fucking banger. They played my favorite song off the Zombie EP. That was fun. They played the hits, obviously. Nice mix. They are just a fantastic live band. So much fun, so much energy, a lot of fucking people on that stage. I know Mike and Jeremy, and then I'm always shocked that there's like 6 other guys that come out with
all the other guys. You lose me. How many fucking guys are in the band?
Probably
like 6?
I think it's 6. Yeah, because there's
that's like fucking Brockhampton, bro. There are a lot of men on that stage.
Yeah, there's a lot of dudes on that stage. And so yeah, they always put on a phenomenal show. I can't say enough good things about them. And it's like they played before Fit for a King, and what a hard band to come on stage after, because like Fit for a King put on a great show, but Prada just puts on a phenomenal show.
Really?
Like really hard to upstage what just happened.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You were like, bring back Parada, please.
So Prada finished up. Some people left more than I thought would leave, honestly, because I figured like the overlap is there where like people are going to stick around for the whole show.
Yeah.
But a good chunk of people left, and the show wasn't sold out to begin with. I've noticed that there were more people on the opposite side of the venue. Like that crowd went deeper than the side of the venue I was on for whatever fucking reason. The room wasn't that big.
Was it like there was like a fan favorite who played on that side? Like that happens with like Ink, where it's like Ricky's side has like more people or something.
No, I mean unless there's a bunch of Tuck Fit for a King stands.
That's me. I fucking love Tuck.
I mean we love Tuck here, but like he moves around stage enough.
I'm not on that side of Twitter though. I don't. Do they have like fan groups? Do they have a side of Twitter? Fit for a King?
No idea. I wouldn't be on that side of Twitter. I feel like a lot of metalcore bands just are on metalcore fan Twitter.
Except like literally like Ink, Black Veil Brides, Motionless White. They all have their own little Ink Twitter.
Yeah.
I feel like those are like man bands, you know, like fucking Fit for a King and like fucking Devil Wears Prada.
I don't see although it would be hilarious if there was like fan
Flower
cams.
Crown edits.
Yeah.
That'd be so fucking funny. Fucking Mike. That would be awesome.
They don't get me wrong. Prada was my favorite band on that lineup. Fit for a King being a close second, but they put on a great show as well. Don't get that wrong. Prada just always blows me away with. I always forget how good they are. I'm like, I've seen them a couple times. I really like that band, but I'll skip them this time. And then every single time, I'm like, I'm so glad I'm here in this moment experiencing
glad
this.
we made it, guys.
Like thinking, I was literally thinking during their set, I was like, I shouldn't have missed that August Burns Red tour that came through in April and May. Yeah. Because they were on that. But Fit for a King put on a great show. They played a good chunk of the last two records, which are the records I really enjoy. They had a part in the set where they played some super old shit. Really got to show off Ryan's vocals. Kirby. I don't know why I called them Ryan. Kirby's vocals.
Because there are two fucking Ryans in the band. That is his name. Yeah.
But Kirby. And Tuck was also singing a little bit during those songs, which I was very happy to hear. So, yeah, they put on a hell of a show as well. I just wish that, like, the crowd, like, everybody there stuck around for them because, like, I don't know. I felt like the crowd was there. The overlap was there, but...
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. On paper, it makes sense that, like, if you had to give, like, a percentage of people that left.
It wasn't a ton, but the room wasn't full to begin with.
So it was noticeable.
Yeah. Like, it was loose enough in the crowd where every single band I was able to move closer to the stage, but I was so close for a King that I was almost on the barricade. I was, like, 2 rows away from the barricade.
Oh my god, that's so fun!
Yeah.
Yeah, were there a lot of crowd surfers?
No, and I was far enough off to the side where I did that on purpose because I figured those bands, crowd surfers, go hand in hand. So I stayed far, far away from that shit. I was not getting kicked in the head.
That shit stinks just like a little bit though, just a
smidge. Yeah, like the one time I thought I got concussed seeing Mayday Parade.
I remember getting that message in the chat and being like, 2 for 2? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like
it's like, you're fucking kidding me.
Not again. So yeah, that was one hell of a tour. Whoever's idea it was to put that package together, props to you because that's a great tour package.
Yes.
But that was a great time. You should have. Yeah.
I do regret that because now if I want to go, I'm gonna have to fly for it. And they were literally like, well, it was still an hour and a half away, but they were literally like right there.
Yeah, you should have went. Fucked up. You fucked up.
Well,
we're moving into the music portion because there was albums that came out this past week, some singles. Not the strongest week we've had.
In a while.
Couple hours of this playlist were pain, but we'll get into that. We're actually going to start with one of those.
Couple hours of mid.
Yeah, Dogstar dropped a new album somewhere between the power lines and palm trees. Now, I'm gonna preface here by saying, fully aware that this band is not something that we would normally cover.
No.
We are covering it because Glory loves Keanu Reeves.
I'm like his biggest fan. I have a picture of him right there. He's right here.
I see him.
He's right there. Yeah.
I see him.
I love Keanu Reeves. Biggest fan. Big fan.
Now.
Not in a creepy way, though.
Now. Getting that out of the way. I didn't like this album.
No.
This isn't what I expected. Like, I had no expectations going into this, but just straight up dad rock is not what I expected from this band. Not like based on their look alone.
Dad rock mixed with like country twang.
Yeah.
There was like one song in there where I was like, what are you guys doing? Guys, wrong record.
Yeah.
Wrong. This is not what you're supposed to fucking do with your record coming back. I don't know. That's what they wanted to make. They had fun with it, reconnecting, but I did not like it one bit. There was a song on there. Didn't even care. Sorry, I'm gonna be really mean, guys. I'm so sorry. Didn't even care to see what song it was. I just remember listening to it because I had my phone in my pocket, my headphones on. I was like, oh my god, because it was like in the middle of the fucking record, and it was slow as shit. And I'm like, oh my god, I feel so mean. Keanu, don't. The band Dogstar, don't watch, guys. I was just so done by the time that happened because I was like, whatever little bit of flow that you had. Completely obliterated with that. And then it's like they couldn't pick the record back up or get it back to whatever amount of speed. What it was doing
beforehand.
Yeah, it's like it got worse in speed-wise. Sound-wise, it was like the exact same like circle. So it's not like quality-wise it went down. It's just, it's not our genre. So we kind of set it up for failure. But at the same time, I don't think either of us knew what to expect.
No.
I didn't look at them and say, yeah, that looks like dad rock. I looked at them and I was like, okay, it's going to be like
and we
radio
also
rock, maybe.
Yeah, we also cover a handful of bands in that sphere. You know, we've dabbled in a little bit of, the dad rock, classic rock in the sense of grew up with it because it's from the 80s kind of shit. They're still kicking today. My favorite part about this album had to be that the first 5 songs all sounded the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was actually a 20-minute song to open the record with. That was pain, but the one glimmer of hope is that after the 5-track run of the same BPM and the same song, copy and pasted 5 times, Lily was actually a breath of fresh air and a sigh of relief. And a hope that this album was going to take a turning point, and then it didn't.
A glimmer of hope. No. Yeah. And then it went right back.
Yeah. I was driving while listening to this, but I disliked it so much that I was on the verge of texting and driving, asking you if we really had to talk about this.
I literally almost did the same thing. I'm not even joking. It was when I hit the slow song. I was like, I hope Shane hasn't listened to the full thing yet. But then you told me you listened to it fucking yesterday, so I was like, I have to finish it, or else you fucking wasted your time.
I love wasting my time. Anything to not come on here and be like, I fucking hated this album.
Because I hate doing it unless the band is like shit. Yeah. But this one, it hurts to be like, I did not like anything about this record. Yeah. And it sucks because like they seem like sweet guys. And plus I fucking love Keanu Reeves. So I'm like, this should fucking be good. And it just wasn't for me.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't for me. I felt like I was listening to Bruce Springsteen or U2 while I was listening to this, and I was like, there's a time and a place for that.
And this is not the time nor place.
No, I'm just trying to get to the My Cement album, and this thing's in my fucking way right now.
You just need to fucking get through this shit so we can get to the good shit. Yeah.
Definitely wasn't for me, wasn't for us. And definitely interesting coming on here and just this is one of the first albums probably all year where we're like, yeah, there's not an ounce of anything to talk about that was redeemable on here for either of us. We didn't like this. A little bit of foreshadowing. I don't think either of us like this Paramore remix feature album thing, but I would argue there's at least a couple glimmers of hope on there.
There were a couple tracks on there where I was like, oh, okay, they did well in this. Well, I'll fucking go track by track. I kind of want to go track by track by that one because it's it's not the same person all the way through. So I feel like everyone deserves their own little note, not like a whole let's go second by second. But yeah, even
we'll
with
get
that
into that
piece of shit, yeah.
with that piece of, that was another one where Gloria was like, do we really have to?
No, this was like one of our hardest playlists to get through in a while.
Yeah, this was rough.
It's all at the beginning too. anyways, okay. To something good. Of Mice and Men dropped a new album, Tether. I fucking loved this record. I hope and pray that we're able to talk to Of Mice and Men about this. Manifesting, guys, you're welcome on the podcast anytime. I love this record. It's definitely a step up and a lot more palatable, I guess, versus their last record that they released, that they dropped as singles and then as an EP and then as a record, if I remember properly.
It was 3 EPs.
It's ridiculous. Like, we don't need to do all that, guys. I'm glad they didn't do that for this because I'd be a little mad. It's great. I think it's just genuinely like a solid record. Let me see if I can find my favorite little one. Honestly, I think the opener was my favorite because I saw the title and I was like, huh, let's see what this is about. And also, I feel like it being immediately after Dogstar, I was gonna fucking love anything that was after that. But yeah, well done, guys. Loved the record. Step up from your last one. Always love to see bands that have been around for a little bit longer still kind of outdoing themselves. So yeah. Good job, guys.
Yeah, I tweeted earlier today that this album was fucking incredible. I just had to give it another spin just out of the fact that I enjoyed it that much. I think my favorite part about this is how much more like melodic it is. There's a lot more of Aaron's clean parts on this album, and I'm totally here for that. I also very much like the opener, but I also like Shiver and Eternal Pessimist.
Eternal Pessimist.
Yeah, still not the biggest fan of Castaways, especially like listening through the rest of the record.
Yeah. In the context of the record.
Yeah, that song kind of sticks out a little bit to me, but not so much in the sense where I'm like, fuck this album, that song ruins it kind of thing. It's just the stick out one for me in the record. Overall, fucking awesome. You know, had high hopes for this one going into it. I liked the last album.
You did,
I obviously didn't like the rollout, but liked the album. And you know, was stoked to see what was coming next. Was stoked that we were finally getting something new because we're coming up on almost 3 years. That thing came out in December of 2020. And it's now October of 2023. Wish I could catch them on this Bullet for My Valentine tour with them and Vended, but unfortunately I cannot. This is like the 4th time now that I'm like, Vended's coming near me and I am busy. So
that's a weird fucking lineup. Is that not a weird lineup?
No.
Of Mice and Men and Vended?
And Bullet for My Valentine is the headliner.
Okay. That makes sense. I don't know. Just seeing the Mice and Men and Vended next to each other, it's a head tilt. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But okay, hey, Bullet for My Valentine.
Yeah,
okay.
That'll be like the 4th time Vendeds came through the area and I can't see them, but that's all right. We'll catch them at some point.
You'll catch them at Sick New World.
No. No, I will not. I'm staying home.
You catch their 5-minute set.
Yeah. But an incredible album. Stoked that we got a new one. And we're free when you're free.
Whatever.
That's all I'm saying. Citizen dropped a new album, Calling the Dogs. Go ahead.
I really fucking loved this record. It was the sound that like I don't hear often, I feel. It reminds me of just kind of like I hate putting genres on things where I'm not like 100% sure of what they like to be called, but just kind of like that leaning closer to the alternative indie type side. But it sounds clean because usually with this type of sound, it sounds more home studio sounding. Not saying home studio sounds bad because a lot of people have really good sets, but it's just like that kind of more everything was recorded at the same time in the same room, organic sound, but it sounds so fucking clean that it sounds like it's made by a band that is at that level of big production. They were able to put a good bit of money into recording it. I don't know. I fucking loved it. I really did. I like this record a lot.
Yeah, I did too. Citizen never fails to disappoint. Even the single that I was like, I didn't like this one. In the context of the album, I actually liked it.
What the fuck? That wasn't even fucking words.
What?
What I fucking just said. I was just fucking gibberish. Jesus.
But yeah, you know, I enjoyed the whole album. Citizen is a band that I feel has always been very consistent. You know, in the time that we've been covering them, there's never been a time where we're like, this shit sucks balls.
Ooh.
You know, the full product that comes of it, even if there's moments in the rollout where we're like, didn't like that one. It's always like, that was really solid. They're a very solid, good band.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I also always somehow forget what Citizen sounds like.
Me too.
I don't know. I see their name and I'm like, oh. And then it's always a surprise when I hear them. I'm like, oh, no, it kind of makes sense. But it's always just like Groundhog Day with them. I don't know what's going on. Honey dropped a new album, New Planet Heaven. Fuck yeah, Honey. You guys fucking crushed it with this one. I really liked this. My favorite was My Own Age. I really liked that one. It was sad. And it made me go, damn. So that's what made me like it.
Yeah. This album was fucking awesome. Didn't really know where they were heading, you know, with the singles.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, but they you know, pulled it together on the full album. I would like to say I really enjoyed Bothering as the opener. I thought it set the tone for the album, and I also enjoyed Ring in Your Ear with Justin Courtney Pierre from Motion City Soundtrack. I would say that's actually my favorite off the record, solely because of how well Justin's voice mixed into that track. It took me like 10 or 15 seconds to actually pick up that it was Justin.
Oh,
I was like,
good.
I was like, this is mixed so well into the rest of the song, and he fits so well in that I couldn't even tell it was him right away.
Yeah.
So listen, honey, we're free when you're free.
Whenever.
Whenever.
We're free right now. If you want us to stop the podcast and interview you, let us know.
We're free when you're free. The album was a fucking banger. They're going out. They're doing some headlining shows this October. Go see them. If they're coming to your town and you like the band and you like the album, you should check it out.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And if they're not going to your town, fly to see them.
Yeah, just do what Glory does. Get on a plane.
Just go do that. It's so cheap, you know? It's just anyone can do it.
Another Day Dawns dropped a new album, Finding Peace Through All the Noise. We spoke to the band about the album. It'll be out this week. I
think it's Friday. Is it the last one that comes out, or is it
Thursday? It's Thursday because Creeper comes out on Friday with the album.
Yep.
This album is fucking incredible. I've listened to it a bunch over the course of the past couple of weeks. I'm still a huge fan of Hesitate, which is just like taking off on satellite radio right now. But there's not a bad song on this album. I really love every single song on this album, and if I started naming songs, it would be like the Late Waves album last week, where you're just naming every song off the album. So I'm not even going to do that. I just front to back, I enjoyed the whole fucking thing, and I've been spinning this one a lot.
Good. Yeah, I remember you did tell me when we got the advance for it, you were like, dude, this fucking record, I love it. You were like, vocally, it's fucking crazy. They fucking had, like, you were just like raving, and I was like, it's been a while since you fucking raved to me about a record that we're, about an advance that we've gotten. So that was really cool to see. But yeah, this record's solid as fuck. It was just a great record, solid conversation. I don't know. I feel like I need to sit with it before I get a favorite track. None of them really like latched on to me, but I was still able to be like, no, that was good. I feel like it went by a little too quickly as well. There were some parts where I looked up and I was like, no, what do you mean there are only like 2 songs left? But I think you fucking hit it nail on the head. Vocally, this record is so fucking clean.
Yeah.
Once you said that, I listened to it today with that in my head, and I was like, oh shit. No, he's actually onto something. Like, that's actually, yeah. So
this is what I said to Glory, before the interview, because we didn't get to talk to Dakota, but Dakota, if you are listening to this, the vocals on this album are fucking incredible. Like, I wanted to tell you one-on-one, but the vocals on this album are insane, so fucking clean. So that's honestly my favorite part. Like, just the bands and albums where you can really pick up on the emotion in the songs, which is like why the new Prada album is like one of my favorite Prada albums. And I said it in the interview with Mike, just the fucking emotion you can feel in the songs from the vocals. It's not the songs as a whole, it's just in the vocals alone. Yeah, those are some of my favorite bands, my favorite albums, is when
the Wonder Years,
when they do that shit. The Wonder Years too. Fucking incredible. So Spanish Love Songs. That fucking band.
They need to fucking stay away from the booth, or else I will cry. Holy shit!
But yeah, that's my favorite part of the record, and why like a song like Hesitate hits so fucking hard, because just the chorus, especially in that chorus, his fucking vocals on that, dude, incredible stuff. I'd sing it, but we don't have to do that.
Sing it, man. I always sing my favorite. Okay,
that's okay. We don't need to do that. All that.
It's not Shane Fest, huh?
No. Nope.
Paramore dropped a remix of their album This Is Why. Each track features or is remixed by a different artist, the Linda Lindas, Wet Leg, etc., etc. And it also features a unheard track, a demo called Sanity. That's the last track on the record. 2 versions of Running Out of Time for whatever fucking reason, and one of them's mixed by a radio host,
Zane Lowe. What's he doing here?
I don't know what the fuck he's doing here. Sorry, Zane. I look up to you. I fucking love your shit. But what the fuck are you doing on the Paramore album?
I don't know.
Who set that up?
He's working on the Paramore album, and then he's interviewing you too in the fucking Sphere. Like, I want this guy's job.
No, literally, he's doing fucking everything. Why is he talking to Tyler the Creator one day and then fucking remixing Paramore shit? I don't. Okay. Do you want to go track by track?
Well, I just wanted to start out by saying I didn't know what to expect from this album. Obviously, it was a remix album, but the marketing was just kind of like, we got a bunch of friends together to work on our songs, and this is what happened. So, like, the artists, a good chunk of the artists that did remixes on this album are not artists that you would typically expect to do remixes.
No.
Like 90% of the people that did remixes on this album.
100% for me, honestly.
No, Panda Bear was the only one that I actually was like, no, that kind of makes sense, because I don't know what he does outside of but he was
song with fucking
he was on the Daft Punk record, so I was like, that's the only one that makes sense to me. He dabbles in that. But so I was intrigued by the concept. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if it was going to be like people adding, like, singing parts of the song, and definitely songs like that on the album. But then there were certain songs where it was like they just took that song name and put it over what someone did in a session, and they called it "Running Out of Time," Zane Lowe. But if you want to go track by track, we can go track by track. Opens with "This Is Why," remixed by Foles. You said it best, so I'll let you say it again.
It's like they took all of the energy out of the most energetic song on the album, except for say "Comme Ça," and just fucking milked it, and then said, "All right, here's a sad sounding song that was also really fucking poppy and upbeat the first time you heard it, but now it's sad and kind of awful." I did not like it at all, actually, because it just fucking started off in the chorus. I was like,
I never really left the chorus either.
No, I was like, this song has so much potential. You could have gone a completely different direction and it would have been better than this.
I was not a fan of this. This made me question why I was listening to this album. And I completely agree with Glory in the fact that they took a great song and stripped it of everything that made it great. And started the trend on this album of only focusing on the chorus if they focused on any part of the lyrical content of the song, because some of those don't even contain any of Haley's original lyrics, which is so interesting, but we'll get into that.
Fucking sense.
Yeah,
I'm getting mad. Oh my god,
I was getting pissed listening to this. The news was done by the Linda Lindas. This is what I thought the album was gonna be. The Linda Lindas, they just played the song, and then Haley
added a verse.
Yeah, and then Haley came in and was doing the choruses. That's kind of what I thought was going to be the concept for this album, and honestly, probably the best song on this record because it kept the most integrity of the actual song. Like, I understand remixes are supposed to alter the song, but a lot of these altered it to the point where it wasn't the song that it said it was anymore. So this was the best one.
Yeah, I really like this track this remix, because as you said, it kept like the soul of the song, but it went a different direction. It didn't sound like the original at all, but it was still good. It was still like, I would add it to a playlist because I liked their take of it.
Yeah.
But it was just like, damn, everything. This is like the only thing that I liked off of the record, except for the demo. I liked the demo, but we'll get to that. Running Out of Time. Should we cover both of them at the same time?
Sure, because they were both terrible.
Yeah, so Running Out of Time was remixed by Panda Bear, and then there was another Running Out of Time remixed by Zane Lowe. I didn't like either of them, especially the Zane Lowe version. Again, it just sounded soulless. I don't know. Have these people listened to the original record? Like, did they listen to the songs that they were remixing? Or did they just go in blind?
So I was trying to figure out. Yeah, I didn't like either of these. The Panda Bear one kept a little bit of the original lyric. I mean, Running Out of Time kept playing at certain points, but these were the songs that were most deconstructed and just absolutely like obliterated, especially the Zane Lowe version. I actually think that they handed him the stems, he deleted everything, and then just did whatever the fuck he wanted, because
so this is what I wanted to do.
I don't even think Haley's voice is heard on this song.
No.
I didn't hear it. I just heard dubstep, basically. Like, I don't even know what the fuck was happening. Maybe my car speakers exploded for 3.5 minutes. No, sorry, it was almost 5 minutes long.
Wow.
Which also made this the most painful part of the record, because we had 2 terrible remixes of the same song that clocked in at 9 minutes total.
Awesome,
so
guys.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. The Panda Bear one at least kept the Running Out of Time part, but as I said, both of these were pretty deconstructed, and I feel like the stems were just deleted and they did whatever the fuck they wanted. And that's a little too remixed for me. I think there's a balance, and they took the balance and threw it out the window.
They just ignored it completely. Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody talking about these versions.
There's literally no movement from this remix album, like, at all, for me, at least from what I've seen.
I've seen because I a lot of people that I hang out with and work with like Paramore, so some of the later tracks were getting shared on stories. The one with Remy Wolf, the one with Julian Baker, I've seen getting spread around a lot because those people like those artists as well. But I haven't seen anybody talking about either of these Running Out of Time remixes.
I'm gonna share both of them on my story.
Please don't.
Best song ever.
I fucking block you. Sekum Sa was done by Wet Leg. This, I feel like, had a similar problem that This Is Why had, which is we took another very energetic song on the album, and although they didn't strip it of all of its lyrics, they kept those, thank God.
Thankfully.
And they sped the song up a little bit.
No,
they didn't speed
it was slow as shit.
No, they didn't speed it up in the sense of it got more energetic. They sped it up, but somehow also made it slower. Like, the actual vibe of the song was slower, but everything about the song, instruments and lyrics, were on 2 times speed.
2.
Yeah.
This one just made me mad. I was listening to it and I was getting mad because why are you fucking whispering the part that she's yelling in the song?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Yeah.
I was like, how are you fucking the song up this badly? Like, it's such a like a dancey little woo, you know, like this is fucking awesome. And they turn it into like almost, it wasn't acoustic at all, but it's like it had that stripped down vocal vibe where it's like, guys, we don't need to do this. Like,
it's fucking bad.
Awful. Big Man, Little Dignity, by Domi and JD Beck. Again, not a fan. This made me want to revisit the Paramore album because I was like, maybe it wasn't that bad. Because I didn't hate it. It's just it didn't, you know, click when I listened to it. I do need to listen to it again, but this one's making me go like, okay, I would prefer if Haley was singing this. So
yeah, I felt like this one wasn't too bad. Like I feel a little bit more indifferent about this one than some of the later ones. I mean, it was fine. You know,
it only gets better from fucking Safe and Saw.
Yeah, it really does only get better. You First was done by Remy Wolf.
Yeah. Liar. Oh fuck. Figure 8. Bartiz Strange. Oh, it's better.
I had high hopes for Bartiz just solely because, you know, been following him since he was like still DIY, and you know people were raving about him then, and people, you know, he's just blown up in the past couple of years. And I know he's a fantastic musician, so I had high hopes, and you know, especially with the way that this remix album was going, this is another standout.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You First and Figure 8 kept some sort of integrity of the songs, which I'm here for. You know, it's weird that's a requirement on this album. Liar, Rami, we get into the slower part of the record, and they somehow make every single slow song slower, and it starts with Liar.
Yeah, this was not good.
Yeah, this shit put me to sleep.
Yeah, I was.
Do not drive and listen to the last 3 tracks on this album.
Guaranteed snoozeville.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crave was remixed by Claude.
Also bad.
Not good.
No. And Thick Skull by Julian Baker. No. 5 minutes long.
Yeah. Every time I fucking see the name Julian Baker, we grew up on the same side of YouTube, so I feel like you're gonna know who I'm talking about. You know the guy who did the song Never Get Naked in My Shower? Do you know that guy? Fuck, he also made Jellyfish. He was like a fucking, oh my god, because I'm pretty sure they have the same fucking name, and every time I see her name, I'm like, oh my god, he's making a comeback on fucking Paramore. I was like, no, it's fucking, it's not. In your shower, you're gonna know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. 'Cause we grew up. Oh, it's Julian Smith. Okay.
Oh, never heard of a Julian Smith.
I sent it in the fucking interview section.
Oh. Yeah, I've never seen that thumbnail in my life.
That's crazy.
Never seen that thumbnail in my life. Well, that wasn't even close. Julian Smith, Julian Baker, not even close.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah, this was this remix album was not great.
No.
The main reason why it's even here is for the Sanity demo, which was the only glimmer of hope that got me through the rest of this. Partly because I had listened to the demo when the album came out on Friday, anticipating that the remix part of the album would suck bad, so I just listened to the demo, and it's pretty good. I liked it. Yeah, it definitely a change of pace for the rest of the remix album, but it's very, very clean for a demo. Very clean.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have thought it was a demo. They could put this out tomorrow and I'd be like, no, this is a great, well mastered, well produced song.
Yeah, no need to call that shit a demo, but overall, we don't normally cover remix albums, but you know, when
especially track by track.
Yeah, when Paramore does one, I feel like, you know, we kind of have to, especially with such a unique concept like this one, and it just it didn't hit for me.
I would like to see more artists doing this though, for remixes where they have big names remixing it for them. I feel like it's not, a lot of people won't have the same resources that fucking Paramore has to get those big names on there, so it won't have as big of an impact. But I still really like the idea. It just didn't work out. But that's the gamble that you take when making a fucking remix album. But yeah.
Magnolia Park put out their new EP, The Witching Hour. So this release is interesting because it's just songs off of this upcoming Halloween mixtape that they're putting out. So not a huge fan of when bands do this. I mean, we just finished obviously talking about the Of Mice and Men album, being like, wow, we're glad we didn't put it out like
shitty.
We're glad they didn't put it out like that again. So definitely interesting. But you know, again with the output, just the fact that there's a new project waiting for us at the end of the month from the band is crazy. Now Animal is on this EP, which we talked about last week. Anecdote with Kaylee Morgue and Life in the USA with TX2 are the two new songs. Dude, honestly, both of these songs fucking rock.
They do. My favorite is Life in the USA though, because fucking TX2 does hell yeah, brother, and I'm like, yes. I love saying that. But he mentioned it in a sarcastic way. But I got fucking hype when he said that. I love that record. I know that fucking track. I loved Antidote as well. Kaylee's vocals were crazy on that song, and I would like to see her on more shit like this. Especially. I think that this EP trio of songs is really good. I think it's solid. I'm very excited to see what Magnolia Park has in store for the full record. Is it sustainable for them to put out this much shit? Like, they have to get fucking tired soon, man.
I don't know. It's getting crazy, but a lot of shit. a lot of fucking tunes, but yeah. I liked Antidote because Kaylee's vocals blended in so well with Josh's. Obviously she had her part, but then they sang together on the song as well. I like that. Big TX2 fans over here. Life in the USA was pretty awesome as well. I've been seeing shitloads of content for it on both of their pages. I feel like TX2, like, how Ryan Oakes is always like the first artist that we see when we open up TikTok. TX2 is always the first artist that I see when I switch over to our Instagram, and then when I switch back to my personal, that same video is the first one on my timeline.
It's like I can't fucking get away from him. He's always like the first person on my fucking stories as well. Like, I literally, everywhere I go, I see his face.
And you know what? I watched the video both times.
Every time, every single time.
He's got me hooked. Got
that shit.
I'm stoked for the EP because we got an interview coming out with him. I'm just throwing it out there.
We do.
Very excited for that.
Yeah, it was a good ass interview.
Yeah,
really good interview. Yeah. I don't know how it dropped a new single. What Love?
They announced their new record, Gloom Division, comes out in February. I already got my vinyl pre-ordered.
I know you do, man.
I got the gray and black, clear splatter looking thing.
They didn't have an orange one?
They did, but it was more expensive because it was the most limited of them all. And as much as I like when my vinyl mix matches my cover art, there was just something about the vinyl that I bought, the mock-up, that was just drawing me to it. And I was like, I have to buy that one, even though it's not the most limited or whatever.
Yeah, that's fair, man.
They've also got it like packed in with like a lyric book or some shit that I give no fucks about, so I had to pay a little bit extra for it, but that was all right. Very, very excited for this album. Stoked that I don't know how's back. That Dallin is still kicking. I was starting to get a little worried that we weren't going to get a record here because
Ryan and shit.
Yeah, and the fact that the last one came out in 2020. I mean, we're looking top of 2024 now, which is crazy, but at least the rollout is starting now. Waiting for that fucking tour announcement because it's been a while since I've seen them. But I now Dallin keeps going on Twitter. He's like, "Oh, you didn't like it? Listen to it 2 more times." I like this one out of the gate.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great. You saw my live reaction listening to it for the first
time.
You
were like, I can't listen to this with you right now because I'm going to hate it.
No, because I've got the fucking first like 30 seconds in. I was like, I hate it. I was like, yeah, I'm not listening to the rest of this right now. It was I'm glad you liked it out the gate. I had to listen to it twice to actually like it.
Yeah.
But damn, dude. After the third time, I was like, okay, I really, really like this. He's right. I think if you don't like it off the bat, give it 2 more listens, and if you still hate it, not the single for you, not the song for you, maybe not the band for you, because it's very them, him It's very him. Damn, that kind of sucks. It's very him.
But he's always been the creative driving force behind the band. Even,
absolutely.
yeah.
But it's always been two people though, so it's always been them.
Yeah.
You know. Damn. But yeah, I really liked it. I'm very excited to see what the rest of the record has. I'm very excited to see what other singles he picks. And I know it'll be good because I don't know, their sound is just so silly that it's like honestly whatever they do is just gonna be good. What? Do you not like me calling it silly? What was the laugh about?
Just the fact that like you just called the sound silly. Like out of all of the bands that we talk about, I don't know if I would put I don't know how in the silly category of all things.
You listen to Social Climb and then you tell me that song doesn't sound silly. Okay.
I fucking love Social Climb. What a great
I fucking love it too.
What a great song.
Good ass song.
But yeah, this song is incredible. I'm stoked to see where this album takes us. You know, I'm expecting a lot of different sounds, kind of like on Razzmatazz, and overall, just very fucking stoked. Dallin, we're free when you're free.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Would love to dive into the album with you.
Yes.
Belmont dropped a new single, SSX Trickmont.
Can I start with this one?
Yes.
I've had this song on loop for the past like 2 hours. I love the energy in this song. I don't know why. It just reminds me of something that I would have found in like early 2020 when like the pandemic started and would have just listened to for the entirety of 2020. It's so fucking addicting, and just like the little guitar parts where it goes, I'm like, oh, it's so good. It reminds me, the guitar in it reminds me a little bit of fucking Pulses in what is it? Speak It Into Existence. It reminds me of Olivia Wilde's guitar parts a little bit. And that is my favorite song that Pulses has made, except for Run the Ghouls and fucking Socks and whatever the hell. I love and the one I'm on. But I love this track so much, and I'm very excited for the record.
Yes, yeah. This, no album announced yet, but obviously we think that that's where this is going.
It has to be. I'm just speaking into existence.
Yeah. I am manifesting it hard. 2024, another Belmont album. I'd be fucking stoked. Yeah. But yeah, this song is fucking incredible. They are just a great band, and stoked to see what comes next.
Atreyu dropped a new single, but it's in parentheses. I thought this was really fucking good. I do like Atreyu.
They took my first point with their singles, which is radio. It's good, but it's radio. This shit is so fucking heavy.
No radio will play this shit. Well done.
There was no fucking, because it's like the EPs that they've been putting out so far have been the radio rock songs, hard rock songs that have a little bit more heavy than their last record, and we're well past that now, obviously. A little bit more heavy than that, but not as heavy as what are quote unquote the deep cuts. Whereas this track, I would argue, is heavier than some of the quote unquote deep cuts off the first couple of EPs. I was like not expecting this in the slightest, and I am pleasantly surprised by it.
They listened.
Yeah. Sentinels dropped their new single Glitch, announced their new EP coming out at the end of the month, and they have a new vocalist. Lots of new stuff. But this song is awesome. Great fucking band. Always enjoyed that last record. Always enjoy seeing them live. And stoked for the new era for the band.
Hell yeah. I fucking love this track, and very excited to see what else they have up their silly little sleeve.
Fuck yeah.
Mike Shinoda dropped a new single, Already Over. I do enjoy a bit of Mike Shinoda. This track was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed this as well. He has a tendency for me to make like borderline song of the years. Songs of the year, because I gotta like the song that just came out with Kaylee was fantastic, but Happy Endings was one of my favorite songs of 2021.
That caught me off guard when you said that. I was like, what are you talking about?
No,
because the fucking features are just not you.
Yeah, but that song was incredible, and in my head was loving that when it came out. I like this song. Didn't blow me away like some of the other ones have, but still fantastic. Blink-182 dropped their new single "Dance with Me." So remember last episode where we were like, they're mature, we don't know where this album's gonna go because the 3 different sounds, and then this song opens with them talking about masturbation.
Awesome to play in the car with my mom, by the way. Awesome song to play in the car with my mom.
Blink-182 is back.
Yeah, they're back, but I unfortunately did not like the song. I think I need in the context of the record, I just need to listen to it. But I really liked the last 2 songs that they put out, the last 2 singles that they put out. I think it was One More Time, and I can't remember the other one, but I really fucking liked those 2. And this one in comparison, I mean, the vocals, fucking Tom sounds like he did in fucking Self-Titled Era, and that made me very happy because that is me and like a fucking billion other people, that's my favorite Blink record. So that brought back some memories and some, oh my god, he could still fucking do it. Because in the other songs, I didn't bring it up because, I mean, obviously vocals change as you get older, and I don't expect him to sound how he sounded when he was fucking like 18, 19. But I was a little sad that his vocals did not have that, where are you? Like that twang in it,
Yeah.
Exactly. But with this track, he sounds like it has that oomph in it again. It has that twang. That made me very happy here. So that is something good that I did get from this. Vocals were great. Both of them did great. The song just didn't do it for me.
Fair enough. Plenty of songs still on the album.
Exactly. I like Blink, so should be fine. We should be good. Kevin Abstract dropped a new single, Blanket. Little strange. I liked it. I like Kevin Abstract. I'm in his Discord. He fucking ats everyone like every 5 minutes. Kevin, you're great. Calm down with that a little bit, because every time I get an ad, it's like, hi family, and I'm like, dude, family needs some break right now. But yeah, I mean, I think it's great. I'm excited to see what else he does. He says there's an album on the way, obviously. I don't know when it's coming out. I don't think he's officially like announced it, but he's like posted like Kevin Abstract album 3, because I think it would be 3. So I'm excited to see what happens. He would be the first Brockhampton guy to put out I think he's the first one to put out a new track just without Brockhampton. Merlin dropped a track. I didn't put it on for a reason. Okay, but actually I think he dropped it. But this song is good. Very excited to see what he has up next.
Oh yeah. I actually enjoyed this one. I mean, I wish that he cut off the 30 seconds at the end that was just the jam part. But I didn't totally hate it. So
yeah. So that's good. I mean, we're gonna be covered in the fucking rollout, so let's hope it's only. He said this was the weird track off this.
It's definitely weird.
Yeah, not what I expected.
It's not much of like lyrics on this one.
No,
I think you forgot to write those.
I think so.
And for our last topic, Knight Rider and Dana from Kingdom of Giants dropped a new single, "Disaster." New Knight Rider album comes out on November 3rd. Very stoked. This song fucking rocks. Every single song thus far has rocked, and I'm sure the album is going to rock.
Holy synths, Batman. This shit is crazy, dude. Like, it was just fucking synth after another after another. I was fucking eating that shit up. I think it's a great, great song. I keep almost saying fucking records tonight, even though we've been covering singles for the past like 20 minutes. But great song. Loved the feature. Loved fucking everything about it. Well done, guys. Was it me, or did Pat fucking scream on this song? Because I was listening and I heard him. Maybe I was making shit up, but I swear to fuck, I hear him. But yeah, good job, guys. Crushed that shit.
Fuck
great
yeah.
song.
Well, that is all the topics we have today. Follow us on Twitter. It's _noise_cast. Instagram is Good Noise Podcast. Facebook is Good Noise Pod. YouTube is Good Noise Podcast. Every audio streaming service ever. Good Noise Podcast. Bandcamp is Good Noise Records.bandcamp.com. Patreon is patreon.com/Good Noise Podcast. Close got your Patreon supporters, Twitch subs, and your important plugs. And then we're going to sign off.
And go to sleep. Thank you to our Patreon supporters, my brother, my uncle, Matt from Pulses, Jeremy, Brady, Zari, and Eric. Thank you to our Twitch subs, Coaster Lover, Buzz Lightskin, Matt, again from Pulses, Sam, and Zari. Thank you again, Zari. Thank you to everyone who supports us.
Thank you.
Thank you. important plugs. Black Lives Matter. Stop Asian hate. Trans rights are human rights. Please be a decent person. Yeah. That's it.
All right. Well, that's all we got tonight. I've been Shane.
I've been Glory.
And we've been the Good Noise Podcast. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.